Good morning, friends. In this video, we are going to see how to establish a GRE tunnel, that is generic routing encapsulation tunnel, between selected routers using the public networks. GRE protocol is a Cisco proprietary protocol that is used to create a virtual private network between two end-to-end routers over the public network. You see in this arrangement, three routers, router 1, 2 and 3 are connected between each other using the serial interface. The serial interface will not be by default available. We may have to bring it and connect it with the router. Otherwise, the router to PC through a switch is a normal connectivity. Now, what are we trying to achieve here is, we are going to create a virtual GRE tunnel from the router 1 to router 3. In between you see a router 2, but this router 2 will not know that there is a GRE tunnel that exists and carry the communication from router 1 to router 3. Thereby, we are just hiding our communication from any other devices other than those two routers that are going to act as the start and end point of the communication. So now I am going to ping the system 192.168.3.2, and we will see the reply. Ping 192.168.3.2. So we will see that the system is going to respond with the ping reply. So there is a reply. Now let me try to trace route the system. Trace route 192.168.3.2. So we are getting 4 hops. That means 1.1 is one interface through which the communication will take place. It passes through the 10.0.02 interface, and it also passes through 11.0.0.2 interface. Finally, it reaches 192.168.3.2. So we see the 4 hops. That means you see all the 3 routers are taking part in the communication. If we are going to ping the system from 3.2 to 192.168.1.2, again you will find the same thing. The hops will be 4 and all the 3 routers will be involved in the communication. But now we are going to create a GRE tunnel in between router 1 and router 3, so that when we are going to trace route these systems, the router 2 will not be knowing that there is a communication between router 1 and router 3, which I am going to show you by the configuration, and we will also test our configuration where the router 2 is already will be not knowing the communication itself. The router 1 configuration, I am going to the command line of the router 1. I have to get into the config mode. I am in the configuration mode. I am going to call the interface tunnel. I am going to call give a name to this one, interface tunnel 0. I am going to give it as interface tunnel 0. So we are named it as a tunnel 0, and now I have to assign the IP address for the tunnel. IP address 100.0.0.1. This is what I am assigning to. Subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. Then I have to specify the tunnel source, which is the serial interface 000 of the router 1. So I will say tunnel source serial 0/0/0. This is the serial interface number. So this is going to act as the source for the tunnel. Then we have to specify the tunnel destination also. So that is going to be the interface 11.0.0.2. So it will be 11.0.0.2. So we have finished the configuration in router. Now our next configuration will be at router 3. So let me go to the router 3 CLI command line interface. The same thing what I did in router 1 I am going to do in router 3. I have to go to the configuration mode. Then I will call the interface tunnel, same name, and I have to assign the IP address. As you see here, as you see the IP address, the starting point now is here 100.0.0.2. So let me assign the IP address. IP address 100.0.0.2. Subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. Now I have to specify the tunnel source. Tunnel source serial interface 0/0/0/0/0. This is the tunnel source. Then tunnel destination that is going to be now 10.0.0.1. So we are seeing the tunnel interface is up. Now we will go and check the communication between the tunnels. Now let us check whether our GRE tunnel is set up. For that, let us go to the router R1 and check. We'll issue the command show interface tunnel. Our tunnel is tunnel 0. So you can see when we say show interface tunnel, we can see that tunnel 0 is up, line protocol is up, hardware is tunnel, and you can see that it is actually the tunnel protocol is GRE over the IP, that is the internet protocol, right? So we can see other details also. So we can understand that our GRE tunnel is set up and it is ready. We can also check it from the router 3. So let us check from there also. Show interface tunnel 0. So you can see here tunnel 0 is up, line protocol is up, the tunnel IP address is 100.0.0.2. that is what we have assigned here. So other details of the GRE tunnel is also there, so we can just see it and understand. Now let us go to the testing part. Let me go to the PC2. There are 3 routers, right? We have to forget that. So let me simply start like this. Let me trace route. Actually the tunnel source is 100.0.0.1, right? So now please understand, now we are here in PC2 and we are trying to ping the tunnel start point, that is 100.0.0.1. Now to reach from PC2 to the tunnel source, we have to pass through all the 3 routers. So the number of hops should be more than 3 or at least 3. Now let us see. But you see here the trace route is returning as just 2 hops. One is the PC itself. Second, directly we are getting the hop as the tunnel source, right? So you can see that the router 2 is already not in the picture, isn't it? So this tells us that the path between the router 3 and router 1 is tunneled. In other words, it's a VPN where the router 2 does not have any information about this communication channel itself. Now we can do the same thing from PC0 also. Let us try trace routing, trace route 192.168.3.2, right? Now I am coming, let us trace route 100.0.0.2, right? So again we are getting only 2 hops, so totally the router 2 is does not have any part here to play. So this is actually, students, the GRE tunnel. As you see here, it's very simple. You can practice it at home. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Thank you very much.